there's anybody in here. Let's see. Chat. Open up chat. Nobody's here yet, so it gives me a second to fix some tags. Always supposed to go to stories. So I'm fixing some tags real quick. I see somebody's in here. For some reason my title's not updating on Facebook. I don't know why. And he left. Okay, so let's go change this. Edit video. Edit post. Doing some prep work. Some prep for Friday stream. Hello, anybody? Somebody? See somebody's in here. Friday stream. There we go. Just editing some. Okay, guess they left. And tags, Corsair, I guess. Oh no, that's right, I can't do that type of tag on here. Alright, so hit save. Hello, whoever has joined the stream. I'll be right there just editing a couple things as far as tags go and stuff like that. Let's see. I guess I can't do it on Facebook, can I? Yeah, I can. Edit video. So this would be, let's see, title, and this would be doing some prep to case and water blocking parts. There we go. So now I got that done. I got some tags in here. What kind of tags do we got? Same tags from yesterday, should be good. Playlist, no. Alright, so that should be, save that. Change the saves, back to the video. Freaking stupid. I don't understand why it doesn't let me just go back. Almost done. I got one channel left to do. That's the only bad thing about doing restream is when you do restream. Oh, I gotta mute that. When I do restream, it puts it to 3 channels, so I end up having to edit all the tags and stuff on all the different channels. This one already has everything, so this one's good. Alright, and I metered it on all of them. Alright, so I'm gonna, nobody wants to comment, chat, ask what we're doing, what's going on, all that fun jazz. Switch my view, and it's in 4 view, that's why. Alright, so I want to start the stream. I'm going to go ahead and do some prep work on this case. This is the 500 RGB SE from Corsair, the 500D. And all the products that I had on the wall here from yesterday's stream, all that stuff will be going in here. So we're going to, got the Radeon from Asus, the Radeon 5700 XT. I'm going to water block this. I will put the CPU block on the motherboard, well, on the CPU, but I got to put the CPU in the motherboard, which is the ROG Crosshair 8 formula. See, my color's still not quite right. So I'm working on lighting, so I put up some diffusers up here, and I got a new light over here with the diffuser in front of it. But I noticed in the video, like, all my reds kind of look pink. I'm looking behind me. This is red, but it looks pink. And even my stuff over here looks a little pink. So I'm going to have to do some other, I might experiment with some other light bulbs. Because the ones that I have up there, I have track lighting on the ceiling. And it's, I don't know, whatever. And I also made some adjustments to the GoPros. So for the top-down view and the side views, I changed it to 2.7K, hoping that gives a better resolution. It still formats and fits correctly on the screen, so when you guys look at it, it won't be all messed up, like I can just show you right here. As you can see, it's still pretty good on the screen. 2K actually has black borders on the left and the right, so it wasn't too good. Yeah, so we'll see how the cameras work, because they are plugged in direct power. I got them plugged into a USB here. They're already kind of warm, so I don't know if I was having an issue yesterday where I turned them, when I first switched them to 2.7K, one of them actually turned off, so I'm hoping that's not going to happen. But this is kind of an experiment right now to see if it works. If not, I'll have to switch it back to 1080. But I noticed that the picture was a lot clearer. So for you guys, I wanted a clearer picture. I didn't want the graininess that I was seeing in the videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. As far as hardware goes, I guess I could run over and I should have done that earlier. I didn't even think about it, but I'll do it for Friday. I'll put all the hardware specs in there. But we got, like I said, 5700 XT, the Crosshair 8 formula. We have a 3900X Ryzen 9 from AMD, and then we have an HX 750 power supply, an MP600 SSD, 32 gigs of engines, RGB Pro, some more LL fans. The case comes with 3 of them, so I'm going to be putting in 3 more. And then we got a Commander Pro, which I think, yeah, the case comes with a Commander Pro. So, but we have another Commander Pro over there on the shelf, and then a bunch of the Hydro X stuff from Corsair, the reservoir, the radiators, and obviously the blocks. Let me grab this one, bring it down here, and this one. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the top-down view because I zoomed it in a little bit, so that way you guys can get a nice view. I'm going to grab a towel. Yeah, because I like an idiot, I left the towel out there. I'm going to grab a towel so I can put a towel on here and lay the case on top of it, just so we have a way to, I guess, how do you do this? Maybe pull the screw out. I'm going to pull the panels off, and then I'll lay the case down so you guys can see me working into it. Hold on a second. Oh, we got somebody in chat, huh? What we got on YouTube? I got Espier White, evening folks. What time is it where you're at? It's only 3 p.m. here. I'm in Pacific Standard Time. So I'm gonna move this over. Get that out of the way for a minute. Throw down my pinkish looking, it's red, but my pinkish looking towel here. So we're gonna have to make some adjustments to the cameras, I guess. It could be the lights above, because I noticed that the lights above aren't as white as the ones behind me. So I'm assuming that I take these screws out to pull these doors. There's only two, and I'm kind of thinking that they're more for shipping than anything else. That way the door doesn't like slide off, because these weren't even taped closed or anything, which is yeah, that's it. A little different for a glass panel PC. Usually most companies will tape it, but Corsair packs them so well, it's not going to move, so I guess there's really no point in taping it. It is a little heavy, as you can see, so if you guys buy this case, maybe once you get hardware in it, it'll be fine, but just be careful when you're first messing around with it. So this build is for a buddy of mine, my partner William. This is actually for his dad, or his father-in-law, I think. He saw William's PC. His dad saw William's PC and said, "Where's his at?" You know. So Williams is a little bit overboard, a little crazy. It was a 1000D that I water cooled, and it was a single system. Something came loose in here. So we're going to do this 500. It's kind of like in a sense, a smaller version of it, because it's kind of got the same look up top, the glass on the front and the sides here. Obviously, it's not the double wide and super tall. So we're gonna do that. I'm just wondering why they stuck the controller. The controller, the tape didn't hold up. Let me grab these out of here. These are screwed in. Actually, I probably don't even need to pull them out. I could just, yeah. Just pulling the accessory boxes out, or trying to, without breaking anything. I could just pop that out. So now I'm probably going to have to pull it out. See if I can put this back in. This case has the little channel in the back, the wire management channel, kind of like the Crystal 570X, which is pretty nice. I like that channel. It hides the wires really well. Alright, well, I don't need to pull this one out yet, so I might as well just, well, I think I'm just going to pull them out. Because once I get into wire management and stuff, I'm going to have to move a lot of this out of the way. Let's see if I can get this out of here. There we go. Go ahead and pull this one out too, even though I just put that stupid thing back in there. I'll put these down here. Maybe you guys can remind me to put them in. Oh, so it's 5 p.m. You're in Minnesota and it's snowing. Well, it's not snowing here. Actually, I think it's kind of sunny out. It's mid-October, yeah. California kind of stays sunny a lot. You get some cloud cover and some rain here pretty soon. Especially after the rainy season last year. I'm thinking we're gonna have a follow-up to that. Alright. So yeah, so let's see what comes with the case. I've never worked in this case, so I have no idea what I'm in for here. I don't know how everything's gonna fit. I'm sure it's all gonna fit really well. this is all stuff for the Commander Pro. Jumper cable and some temp sensors and fan extensions. So that's gonna come in handy. Don't need the box anymore. I can put this stuff down here actually. And then this is, I guess, the screw box. So the typical bag of screws, a couple zip ties, which I'll just throw those with my other zip ties for now. And I got my bag of zip ties down here. And then you got some Corsair Velcro wraps, extra standoff. Assuming these are hard drive screws, which we're not doing hard drives. I'm gonna put those down there. These are probably SSD screws, which we're not doing that either. These are your main screws. I don't think we're gonna be using these. Fan screws, probably not. Maybe one. The one on the back. And then grommets, those are for those other guys. So I'm just trying to keep as minimal amount of screws up here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab a aluminum tray or a magnetic tray. This will keep all my screws kind of organized here for this build. I'll put that over here. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, so what I was talking about earlier is I'm surprised, I mean, they do give me extra tape here. So I got new pieces of tape, I think with the case, in the manual bag. So there's the manual, the normal warranty paperwork in here, and then there was two pieces of tape, double-sided tape. Because I'm not gonna put this up here. I mean, who the hell would put this in the front? You know, I mean, this too. I wouldn't put this in the front. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'd probably ditch one of those hard drive cages and put this in the place of that. So I'm gonna pull all this off. That brings that out. I'll put it back there because the tape might still be okay. But see, like this one is freaking on here. Shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug everything. Get my wire cutters here. I get these from Mainframe Customs. Mainframe Custom, sorry. That's the mainframecustom.com. And then they're awesome. They cut, I use them for zip ties, for sleeving, cutting sleeving, stuff like that. Anything, pretty much. I have different ones. Some are just strictly for cutting wire. Some are strictly for cutting sleeving, because you want something really sharp to cut sleeving. Alright, so I'm gonna get all these wires out of here. I guess I should pull this off. So I'm pulling off the wire hider, I guess you could call it, or wire routing channel. There's this channel in the back here. Just trying to get the screw. So this piece covers up pretty much all the wiring. Does a pretty good job. It's got a little discoloring at the top here for some reason, and here. Doesn't look like it got very good paint there. You can still see some silver paint or powder. I don't know what they used on it, but so then I gotta pull one of these Velcros out so I can get the wires back too. Alright, so now that gets these out of my way, kind of. Now I gotta lay it back down. There we go. So I want to get this out of here because, in my opinion, I don't want any extra wiring and stuff up here. I guess you could do a vertical mount GPU in here or what? They got the double slot cut out here. That'd have been cool if there was an accessory for that. This one's stuck on here pretty good. But it didn't leave any tape behind. That's awesome. Okay, so we got that out. So this is why I'm doing all this prep work today. Because for one, you know, I'm going to be water cooling all this, so I want to figure out where everything's going to go. I'm going to install the fans on the radiators, put all that in, get the board lid in there, get the video card in there. Like I said, get the water blocks on. So everything, I want to get all the hardware inside, and then kind of look at where's the pump and res gonna go, where's the tubing gonna go, stuff like that. So today is just kind of a prep day for building on Friday. So I'll do a follow-up stream on Friday. I'll probably start it earlier because I want to get it filled. I want to get a bunch of stuff done. The only thing I probably won't have done for it by Friday is the custom cables. I need to still get the measurements, so I'll do that today. Maybe I could put the order in for the cables, and maybe Mainframe will get them to me ASAP. He's usually pretty good about that, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, so I just wanted to tell you what we're doing here. What's all the prep for, but now you know. Yeah, it should be a pretty nice setup when it's done. We're going to go with purple liquid too, so it's going to be purple liquid, and I think the sleeving will tie in with that. That was the request from William. He wanted to do purple. We'll call it the Purple People Eater. Alright, so one thing I noticed, which is pretty cool, is they followed suit on this case like they did on a bunch of their other cases. They have this modular fan mount bracket in the front, and they also have one in the top. So especially with the glass on the front, there's not really an easy way to pull the glass off. I think you'd have to pull everything out. And it's got this modular fan grill here. It's just kind of just like the 1000D. Same thing. Doesn't really stick back in there very well. Oh, there's holes for it. That's why. Oh, okay. It does go back in there pretty good. If you can get it lined up. Something. Maybe it's just me. It's probably because the bottom's not in. Shit, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Obviously I'm going to have to undo the wires. And once I get into all this stuff, I'll move the case over so you guys can see what's going on. Trying to get that off my screwdriver. Didn't one come off? The key to doing these brackets is remembering which way they go in before you install your fans and your radiator, because I don't know how many times I've put the radiator on backwards or the wires for the fans on the wrong side. It's just I'm notorious for that. So this is the side we want to mount to. So fan, radiator, whatever. Same with that one. Gonna do the same thing. So usually I'd want to try to put the RGB fans with the LEDs facing in. But for the best flow setup, I'm going to have air coming in and exhaust. So these RGBs will be on the front. You won't see them on the inside of the case. And I don't think we have any other LEDs, so I might have to cross that bridge with the owner and see if he wants to maybe buy the light expansion setup for it. That might be a good idea. I'm sure he's hopefully watching right now. He's probably ordering it now that I've brought it up, Because, I mean, the only lighting we're really going to have is, well, we're going to have the RAM. You know what? We might not even need the lights because we're going to have the RAM, the GPU, everything's going to be lit up. The RAM, the CPU block, GPU block, and reservoir. So that might actually be enough RGBs. And then, of course, the fans. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these off here now while it's just laying in here. What kind of view you guys have? Not great, I guess. Kind of working off to the side here. So. Thanks, Dark Web. It's my buddy, Dark. I game with that guy. Love that guy. He's awesome. Where's Lockdown? He's still at work? You should come up, Dark. Come up here on one of your days off. We'll plan a stream and we can do a build together. Be fun for you. Promote your the gym and stuff and get some kudos, right? I know you're down. I'm down too. Whenever, I don't care. I can always use help, you know. I can always use a helping hand. It'd be fun too, you know. Alright, so this has to go back in like that. Alright, so now the fun part is to yeah, of course they're tied in there. So I gotta stand this back up, grab the fan so they don't fall. Oh, there goes one. Find the cables. They're all wrapped into this. I don't know who put all these freaking cables in like that. Alright, so now we got all the LL fans disconnected. And the trick to these fans, for people that have never used them, is to make sure you put them in your case all in the same style position. Oh, guess I missed the screw. Thought I heard something. So what I mean by that is, I'm gonna move this. We don't need it right now. I'll push it over there. So you see where the wire comes out here? So you want them all to be like that. Because what happens is they got preset patterns in IQ. So if you have this one like that, it might not work. Or you decide you want to bring this in here, you know, and these are like that. I know ping pong won't work. There's one called Pong, I think, where it goes back and forth, back and forth. What will end up happening is the arrow that would normally be at this end will be on the bottom. So they used to have Pong. I don't know if they still have it or not. Alright, so this goes in there like that. So I need my fans like this. And I am going to invest in a mic. I know it's kind of echoey. I think I'm going to get a lav mic so I can tone down the noise and the echo. And then I might get some, like I said, some sound dampening stuff. But if I get a lav, that might help a little bit with the audio, clean it up. Because I'm just using a USB mic right now on a USB stand, kind of one of those ones that the streamers are using for gaming and stuff. So it's right here in front of me. It's right here, see? So it's on this little arm sticking out. But yeah, it's whatever. So I'm using a couple GoPros and see, how's that view? It's okay, I guess. Just trying to tweak this camera because this is usually my Go camera. I move it around to show you guys what's going on. It looks crooked though. Let's see here. Alright. And don't hate me if I get a delivery and I gotta go answer the door, you know. I usually put a sign on the door that says streaming, please ring doorbell, because I don't have a helper to go answer the door or anything like that. Just trying to open this freaking box. There we go. So I don't know if you guys got a chance to check out yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream I did, I went over all this Hydro X stuff, some of the IQ stuff. There's been some confusion with the IQ products because, for instance, the blocks, right? We'll start with those. I just want to go over it again because then anybody that buys this stuff, they know. Premium quality products. Corsair did a number on these ones. They're nice, just like all their cases and power supplies and all their products. The thing is with these, it's just the block and just the CPU block, right? So where the confusion is people don't realize you need a Commander Pro or a Lightning Node Pro. Lightning Node Pro is a little small guy. I'll show you that here in a few when I open the fans. The reason you need that is because one of the two items is what's going to control the LEDs. So the reason these aren't super high priced is because they don't come with the those particular items. So if you need obviously if you buy these blocks, you also need to buy a Lightning Node Pro or a Commander Pro. It depends on how many of the products you have. The more products you have, the more likely you're going to need a Commander Pro. But I mean, the Commander Pro only has 2 ends, but the trick to this is with the Commander Pro, you have 2 LED channels, just like a Lightning Node Pro does. A Lightning Node Pro has 2 LED channels in and then has a USB out. So if you have this, you got a USB hub as well. So, and you can daisy chain the crap out of these. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that at one point I used to daisy chain the Lightning Node Pros like this. I'm thinking of something else though, I think. But maybe you can still do that, I'm not sure. But I know you can use the USBs if you want to. But if you wanted to do the daisy chain, I'm pretty sure the daisy chain still works. Don't quote me on it, you gotta look on Google. You would take channel 1 from the Lightning Node Pro, come into channel 1, or it doesn't matter, channel 1 or channel 2. It's still going to send signal, but you eliminate a channel by doing that. So, yeah, it's better to go with the USB. But then you can daisy chain Commander Pro to Commander Pro to Commander Pro, blah blah blah. You can, I think it's endless. But yeah, so I was pulling this out so I could show you. See, so it comes with the instruction manual there, the warranty guide, the back plate, because this is for AM4 and 1150 series CPUs. And as you can see, it's got a 3-pin on here. And if I'm not mistaken, there's only one motherboard out there that has this, and I don't remember what model it was, but I want to say it was an MSI. And you'd be able to plug that directly into it. So you have to plug this into the Commander Pro or the Lightning Node Pro, one of the two. So that's where the confusions come from, because people are just like, well, how am I supposed to control my LEDs? Well, hey, you need to buy this other thing. And I'm pretty sure, well, you know what? Maybe in the manual, I know in the manual it's going to tell me that I need to have this other product, see? Prerequisites not included. Corsair Lightning Node Pro, Corsair Commander Pro, and of course a screwdriver. But these are things that you need. Note, Corsair Commander Pro or Corsair Lighting Node Pro are required for driving and controlling the RGB LED illumination. So it says right there, they should put it on the box. If it was on the box, there would be no confusion, because then, you know, you're covered, right? People will just have to figure it out. Excuse me while I do that. And the same with this, just has the one plug, doesn't have the controllers either. See, I'm trying to look at the, what's up, Squints? Yeah, let's plan it, dude. Looking back through the texts right now, or the chat right now. So There's a couple guys on YouTube and a couple guys on Twitch right now. The thing is you guys can't see each other's chat. Only I can see it. But I'm just letting you know if you hear me talking to a specific person, it's because they're in a different chat. So anytime different chat comes through, I'll let you guys know I'm talking to so and so on whatever platform. Like Dark Web and Squints are both on Twitch. So yeah, Lockdown and I planned on coming to help out. Yeah, that'd be cool if you guys came out. I mean, I know Lockdown has offered multiple times, but I was just thinking for fun if we could just do like a couple NGX guys come out, hang out, and do a stream, build something. That'd be kind of cool. Well, this one's packaged a lot better than the 280 was. So I must have got yesterday the radiator I had must have been like a sample. I mean, it looked like it was in retail packaging, but this one's packaged a lot different than the one I had yesterday. See, the screws are in the end here. They even have this guy in here. The one I had yesterday, the screws were taped down the side of the radiator on the outside of the bubble wrap, which was fine. I mean, it didn't damage it, but I don't think I had this inside my bubble wrap. So, but I mean, it's not like I bitched too much about anything. It was legit. I mean, the radiator was in one piece, no scratches, no dings, none of that. So I'm gonna start a pile of boxes over here in the corner as usual. Then I get to clean them up later. I'm kind of thinking I might start bringing my recycling bin in here when I'm streaming, so I can just dump everything into that. Getting some water. Alright, so I think I'm going to pull up a chair. And of course I put the glass panel right against the chair. There we go. I'm going to use the stool because I don't think the other my rolling chair will work very good on my mat. I have a rubber floor mat here to help with the back and the feet in the long journeys of doing all this stuff. Alright, so okay, so now what I need to think is this gonna go like that? Well, wait, we just talked about this, didn't we? Is this gonna go like this? Or is it gonna go the other way? Let me get the reservoir here. And while we're still fresh on the mind of the Lightning Node Pro and that kind of jazz, let me pull this one out and show you what it looks like. Then at least, you know, if you hear Lightning Node Pro again, you know what I'm referring to. So we won't need the Lightning Node Pro because we have 6, or will we? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we will. No, wait. Yeah, we might. No, because those go into the controller. 1, 2. So I got 1, 2, 3 devices, 4. So yeah, we will need it. The reservoir you can daisy chain. I'll show you. It has a pigtail on it, which is kind of cool. So it gives you an option to save a channel. So this is the RGB controller, right? You need this to actually plug your fans into. That's for the fans. It's not for this other stuff. There's a little extension wire, some freaking screws, fan screws. Here it is. It's hiding in here. Alright, so this little guy is a Lightning Node Pro. And I need that tape. Alright, cool. It's just a little controller, just like it's a mini controller, right? It just for lights only. It's not for, you know, like the Commander Pro does a bunch of other different stuff. So it's just got a power pigtail on it. That's it. It does come with a USB to plug into. If you were just going to run it, you don't need the Commander Pro if you have this. You can run this directly to the motherboard, but you only have 2 channels. So if you buy a CPU block, a GPU block, and this reservoir, you're good, because those 3 devices, this has a pigtail, the daisy chain, so you could actually plug your GPU into it or your CPU into it, and then you'd have two channels coming in. Boom, boom. You'd be set, right? In my setup here, well, in this scenario, we're going to have this guy for all the fans. That'll be 1. So that'll be 1 pigtail that comes off, right? That has to go back to the Commander Pro. And then I'll have these 3, which I can narrow them down to 2, so that means I still need that, no matter what. You follow me? I hope. Yeah, it gets confusing. There's just like a lot of wires and a lot of stuff. You just got to try to remember to put all that stuff in there. And it comes with, you know, your normal, the fans come with some stuff, something in Chinese. I don't know what the hell this is. It's literally all in Chinese except for Corsair right there. Why would you send this to the Americas? I don't understand. I mean, you guys, anybody read that? Oh, no, you can't. Freaking lights. Look, it's all in Chinese. Whatever. Alright, and then a little manual for the fans. I'm just checking stuff here. Trying to narrow down my everything. Alright, so I wanted to pull this out so I can figure out where it's going to go. It's probably going to, I might use these crafty little brackets to go right to the radiator. So if I did that, let's say I put this on here. I'm not going to use the 140 bracket. 140 bracket can go on the shelf. Or over here, actually. There's all the other stuff that's down there. And then you got all these different screws. So let me put these here. This is radiator stuff. This is case stuff. See, this is easy to get everything all mixed up here. It comes with a, if you didn't watch the stream yesterday, it comes with a temp sensor for the liquid, which is pretty sweet. So you would just put that in the top of the reservoir or the bottom, preferably probably the bottom, because the top's not usually completely full. Or any other line-in spot where you have an extra spot that you can put it in. And they even got their name on it, Corsair there. It's kind of clever. And it comes with some caps, fill caps and stuff. Port caps or whatever. Alright, so then you got this little bracket. You got this guy. Alright, so here's the reservoir. Come on, just stay there. Looks like it wants to fall. Whatever. Alright, so I don't need anything else out of the box because it's empty. So I'm going to throw the box over here on the shelf out of the way. By the way, I was trying to do the old keep a bunch of yeah, they need to make their stuff in the US. But you know how it goes. I mean, it's cheaper somewhere else. I was gonna say I keep a lot. I was keeping a lot of boxes because I see Jay's 2 Cents and Linus and all those guys, their YouTube videos. They would always have the boxes of hardware in the background, and I had a crap ton of boxes out here. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be like them. I'm not gonna put fake static boxes. I may do it once in a while. But I'm not going to have a whole freaking row of GPUs to be like, oh, hey, look what I got, you know. Instead, what I do now is I got a couple shelves on the wall. I got actually 6 of them. And the reason being is to put the products for the build I'm doing on those back there on the wall. So that way, if there's any questions, you know, everything's there. I can show you in the stream. Like if I switch the view and go to the third camera here, I can always move the camera like that and show you everything that's on the wall, and then you know what's gonna be inside the PC. You know, but yeah. So yesterday I don't know how many trips I made out to the dumpster. I made like 5 trips out to the dumpster to throw a bunch of stuff out because I had all these boxes I had saved to do this whatever wall of hardware, which then I realized how stupid it was, so I got rid of everything, or that's why I got rid of everything. Yeah, they need to make their stuff in the US. Hey, I'm gonna, when I get this build, William, I'm gonna take a look at how the LEDs look, you know, but we might want to cross the bridge of getting an expansion lighting kit. So just food for thought. But let's wait and see how it looks first, because you're going to have the reservoir, the GPU, CPU, and the fans. The other thing is, I was going to ask you, it looks like the case might have an option for a vertical mount GPU. I know it has this bracket here on the side. So if you can look into that, that would look kind of cool if you can mount this vertically, unless of course you have ulterior motives and you don't want it like that for expansion card reasons or what have you. Yeah, I know, go vertical, right? Well, Williams he commented on YouTube, Dark. That's why I'm kind of talking at him instead of picking up the phone to call him. Yeah, he commented 5 minutes ago. Alright, so I'm still on the fence here, I think, because there's no actual holes drilled or anything for the reservoir. So I think, let's see, how does this look here? So we got all these different ports on, yeah, so this reservoir has 4 ports. It's got 4 on the bottom, 2 here and 2 here. These 2 look like they may be the out. These are, I'm pretty sure, the in, because they go way back in there. So ideally you could put that temp sensor. I don't think you can really put it on one of these. Maybe, yeah, you could probably put it on. Yeah, because it goes right into the deal here. I don't know if it's deep enough. Yeah. So you could put one right there, either of these 2 ports. You don't want to put it on. So one of these are going to be the in, right? The other one's going to be stagnant as far as flow goes. So the liquid that's in there may not get enough movement to be the correct reading. But if you use one of these 2, which are the exits, the outs, they're right down. I can see daylight when I look this way, so that means they have direct feed into the reservoir. So one of these 2 side spots, and most likely if we mount this like that, I would go for the back one. I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to go. Thinking something like this, maybe. Trying to figure out, yeah, I kind of got to put it together. Kind of got to put this together to figure out what goes where and how. And I'm not much for reading manuals, so I'm just kind of wing this. I'm assuming those are to go in there. All these thumb screws that screw everything together. I bet they even go to this. So the cool thing about this, if you didn't watch the stream yesterday, you can mount this bracket either way. And so you can see these holes here. They line up this way. They also line up this way or here. So depending on how you want your reservoir, you could put it over here, move it over there, up here, over here, or even do it like this and have it wherever. So I'm gonna go for, I think I'm gonna go for the middle. The reason why is to put the reservoir kind of between the ports. Because one of these is gonna have to go out into there unless I flip the radiator around and I do it the other way. Good morning, S. Stallone. Well, where are you at? Not in the US. In Europe? The quality of the Corsair components is on par. Their stuff is pretty good. I haven't had any problems with any of their products as far as cases, power supplies, RAM. None of that stuff. I mean, typically I've had maybe 1 or 2 power supplies go out. But their RMA process is a piece of cake. So, yeah, and then the water cooling stuff is pretty good. I'm looking at the color here. This yellow is way off. So I want to say these lights above me are not true and correct here. The red's off and oh, you're in Japan. Whoa. Okay. Well, thanks for joining the stream. All right, so we're trying to figure out how and where everything's gonna go. Orientation wise, if I'm gonna put the radiator with the ports at the bottom, if I'm gonna put them up top. I think I want them at the bottom because of the fact that I can go from the reservoir directly into the radiator, from the radiator to the GPU, and then I can go from the GPU to the top rad, and vice versa. And we have the AMD, so the AMD could use the more cooling AMD chip, the 3900X. So yeah, I think I would go with that flow. Give the more radiator to the CPU. So basically the CPU will come back and dump into the reservoir and then complete the loop. Yeah. Alright. And then I'll figure this out. So now what I need to do is I need to take all this, flip it over. Try not to scratch up my parts on the table. Pull out some screws. So the radiators come with 30 mil and 35 mil, and they also come with the short ones for mounting directly to the chassis. I'm pretty sure these are 35s. Yeah, these are 35s. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check to see if I need the 35 or if I can use the 30. I could probably get away with that. Looks good. Because I don't think the 30 is going to reach. Every time I've ever used the 30, it seems super short. Yeah, no 30. So we gotta use 35s, which is fine. So yeah, for any new people, this is just basically prep work for the build, which I'll finish up on Friday. Putting fans on radiators, just doing all the layout, putting all the parts in the case, and then figuring out where things are gonna go, stuff like that. Why is this one sitting so high? Oh, it's the rubber, I guess. Another trick to these RGB fans, the LL fans, that you want to keep in mind when you're doing them is to make sure you plug them into the controller in the right order, if you can. So I like to start these and then come back, put the other ones in. Too many times I've screwed a screw all the way in and then I can't get the other one in. Sounded like it. Was already hitting. No way. I'm trying to look underneath it. Well, that was awesome. Oh. Hi, Carlos. Carlos is on YouTube. Now you're in both, Dark Web. You're slick. Metric screws. Yes, I think they are. I'm backing up a little bit, and then I'll get to Carlos. Because I missed a couple. Yeah, they're M4s. M4 screws. Hence 35 millimeter. That's for Mr. Stallone or Miss Stallone. I don't know, S. Stallone. And then Carlos says, "Hi Lee, what are you building there?" I am building a 500D RGB SE for a friend of mine, and today we're doing prep work. So I'm putting fans on radiators, installing the radiators and fans into the case, putting water blocks on, putting the reservoir in, trying to figure out the loop of the setup. Guess I could have switched the view here so that, you know, just see my hands waving around, right? Yeah, so just trying to do most of the prep work before Friday. So Friday I'm actually gonna finish the build. I'll put the liquid in Friday, fill her up, and hopefully I'll have the cables done by then, and we can finish it off on Friday. So today's just a prep day, basically. So. The plates are not interchangeable. This is a 360 and the one up top is a 240. I don't think they're interchangeable. Oh, you know what? You're right. Okay, so they're interchangeable. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. So maybe I move, well shoot, we could have went with the 280 rad in the front then. Well, I'll figure that out here in a minute, how I'm going to do this then. Now that you've pointed that out, I could switch it up some. No, I think I'm going to go the way I wanted to go with the three, because I want the three fans in the front, so that way the LEDs fill up most of the front of the case. So that's what you see from the front. So I'm going to stick with that. But that's good to know. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. It is a nice case though. It's a miniature 1000D. And what did I do with the other screw? I lost it in the fan, right? Nobody reminded me to get that out of there. Magnetic screwdrivers can be helpful and a pain in the ass. Oh, the outcome of the 1000D build. Shoot, I don't think I actually ever posted any pictures. I might have to post some pictures. Do you follow me on any of the social media, like Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that? I'll wait for your response. No? Okay. Well then, look me up on Instagram, or Twitter, or any of the social medias. It's PC Junkie Mods. And on Facebook, I have a Facebook page, PC Junkie Mods. Twitter is PC Junkie Mods. All those. What I'll do is once I see you add me, I'll tag you in one of the photos or something like that, so you can see it. I'll have to go dig it up. You have to give me a couple days to do it. It's in my server, and my server is not online right now, so, but I know I got some pictures. Me and William were actually just talking about that. So yeah, he got the 1000D, his father-in-law is getting this 500D, which is the miniature of the 1000D in my opinion. It's a nice case though. So just so you guys know, the 35mm in my opinion is kind of a little sketchy. The radiators from Corsair have a little plate behind where the screw's gonna hit. So just try not to over tighten them. When you'll hear the metal plate making contact with the fins. As soon as you hear that noise, it's time to stop screwing them in. This one doesn't look like it's screwed in. Good, I guess. Alright. So now I want to get my my flashlight real quick, so I can look at the contact from the screw. So what I'm trying to look at is I want to see how. Oh yeah, it's right on the piece. So there's enough clearance because these fans have the little rubber stoppers in the corners. So the fan essentially kind of sits off the radiator. If you can see that right here in the corner, you see the little gap here. The little rubber stoppers keep it from actually making full contact with the radiator. So on the top here, it keeps the plate off a little bit as well, which is nice for noise. Gets rid of dampens some noise. I'm just seeing how the 35mm always, in my opinion, is cutting kind of close. It's almost better to include washers or something with these screws for these radiators. So that one's done. And then what I'll do is probably zip tie these together in the middle since they all got to go through that. But before I do that, I want to tag one of these as the top or the lower because I need to plug them in the right order. And the only reason I say one of them is because when I pull them together in the middle, these two fans will be the same length, the wires. The middle one will be longer, so I'll know that's the middle one. Alright, so this goes in like that on top. So I need it to be like this when I put the fans on it. All this crap can go down here for right now. My yellows in the video look awful bright, and the reds are washed out yellow or pink. Guess I gotta fix all that. I mean, my Canon, it looks Okay. Oh no, that's right. That looked pink too. So it's gotta be the light then. I don't know. Alright, so one of these is gonna go on the back of the chassis. I'm just gonna set that guy over there for now. All this stuff can move over here with the reservoir before I get it all mixed up. So it's gonna be the same thing. I need the big screws again. Sorry for the noise. Alright, so let me see here. So these two guys are going to exhaust. But what I'm going to do is, this will go in like that, so I'm going to put the radiator in first, like so. That way my two ports are on the back corner by the motherboard. And no, actually, I might do it the other way. I might have the tube routing come out to the right. Maybe at an angle. I'm just trying to envision this, sorry. I'm thinking right now. Because once you put this in, either you take it all the way back out, or I'm visualizing this in the computer. So if this was inside the case, the GPU tubing would come out. One has to go into here. If I put it over here, then both the tubing, one from the CPU and one from the GPU, have to go up here. But I could do some straight across tubes if I did it that way. I think I'm gonna go that route. We'll see. I can always move it, right? To hell with it. It's only 8 screws. And I could use an automatic screwdriver for this, but when I do radiators, I don't like to, unless, especially if the screws to me are right on the threshold of making contact with them. I'd rather listen, do it by hand. These ones, I don't think there's a problem with them, but and it's not that it's a problem, it's just if you over tighten it, it could be a problem. I didn't clean the radiators. Are you trying to tell me that I should? I don't ever clean radiators, to be honest. I've never had issues with stuff inside my radiators. I did have one, I take that back. It was an EK radiator. The way I found out there was a problem with it is I do this simple test before everything goes in. I'll show you. So, I don't hear anything. If there was any flux or any pieces floating around in there, you would hear it. You don't have to follow the way I do it. This is the way I've been doing it for many years. Yes, I've had some debris in a system before. A little piece of black particle, something floating around in the reservoir. But usually I'll fill the reservoir full enough that I can get it out with a Q-tip. So it's never been a problem for me. I don't know if they have a lot of flux issues. This is actually the first time I'm using them. But every system that I've ever built, I've never done a pre-fill, run the system, and wash out everything. I've never done that, so I'm not going to start now. Sorry, William, not going to happen. I didn't do it on his 1000D. I'm not going to do it on his, well, his desk isn't too much of a problem because it's going to be clear liquid. I have a Red Harbinger desk of his. And that'll be coming into the stream here pretty soon, probably the next week or two. But that one will be a lot harder to work on because it'll take up the whole entire table here. It's 5 feet. This is 5 feet. So what I'll do is I'll set it up here, and wherever it sits is where it's going to be for the whole video. Because obviously I won't be able to move it around and stuff. Let's see. So Carlos is saying so Carlos is on YouTube, and Carlos had asked if I clean the radiators, and I told him I do not. I don't usually flush out anything. I've never done it, so unless it was a used radiator that I used previously, then yeah, of course I wash it out before I reuse it. And then he's saying that he uses washers also, so the screws don't touch the rad. Yeah. It's a wise choice to use some washers, especially if the screws look a little on the long side. But these LL fans have these rubber stoppers here, and so it kind of helps with keeping. It adds a little bit more. So I need to use actually the shorter ones, not the longer ones. So these are the shorter ones. Because the 35s are too much for because there's no panel here, so there's no point using the 35s. It'd be way too long. Come on, dude. Alright, that one started, so that means this should start. Hello, Damon Studio. This one is being a pain in my ass. There it goes. Damon's studio is on YouTube. I have multiple channels going, so I got Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Honestly, I don't think anybody's watching on Facebook. Let's see. Let's see. can't tell. Yeah, I don't know how you. When I click on yeah, I know. I don't think anybody's watching on Facebook. Oh well, doesn't matter. Hi Nathan. Nathan's on YouTube. So I don't know if any of you guys are local. There's a LAN party going on this weekend in Sacramento. Up in Sac at Great Escape LAN. I think they still got seats available for anybody interested. You can check them out on Facebook, Great Escape LAN, or I think it's intellandfest.com or something like that. Landfest.intel.com. Alright, so I want to put these in here and see what's going on. So I'm going to move them to the side for a minute. And I'm going to move the rest of the board over here. Let's pull the case back over here. I'll install this back fan real quick. Like I said, try to keep your cables for these fans in the right order, otherwise you're gonna have some weird shit going on with the lights. So with this one, I want it to be the same, so like in the front it's just like that. So I want it to be here. It's a little different on top because you're going exhausting, but it's still with the cable back. So we'll go ahead and throw this guy in here. You guys can see what I'm doing here instead of WTF, I guess, right? Yeah, so from that view you can actually see my PC in the back over there, with the screen up top is mirrored to this TV over in the corner. This is so I can read the chat. Oh, Twitch channel is, I'm sorry, I just saw that. Damon's Studio is asking what the Twitch channel is. Twitch channel is PCJ Mods. So it's just a short for PC Junkie Mods. Because I think a long time ago I created a PC Junkie Mods channel, but I don't know the login. I have no idea what email I used or any of that stuff. So I couldn't take that name. I mean, I guess I could search it. I think I'm going to move this all the way up after I just tightened it. There. What's up, Jason? I was just talking about Great Escape Games, dude. Great Escape Land. And Jason's on Twitch, Father Ownage, it's a friend of mine. So he's the one that's running Great Escape Land, which is this weekend, like I was saying. And I think they still have seats available, so if any of you are local, and when I say local, I mean my buddies Dark Web and Lockdown, all those guys drove from Bakersfield. So local could be the East Coast, you know. If you live in the U.S., and you want to go to a cool LAN party, then if you're within driving distance, I'd say it's reasonable. But obviously, if you're on the East Coast, it's a little bit more inconvenient. Then you might want to check it out. It's Great Escape. What? Why am I not coming? Because I got to stream on Friday, man. I got work to do. What do you mean, why am I not coming? I might come by. I didn't say I wouldn't come by. Yeah. Tapped, rent kills. Dark web. No, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make it out there. I might just stop by. I don't know if I can actually stay the whole weekend, you know. I thought about it, trust me. I haven't been to a Great Escape land in a while. I can't remember the last one I went to. But I wanted to go, but just don't have the funds and the time. I mean, who wouldn't want to get away and play video games all freaking weekend? I know you're gonna hate me. It's all right. We'll get over it. I'll come by. I'll buy you a Rockstar or something, and we'll be good. Like I said, I'll try to stop by. I'll have my kids this weekend, and they're going to give me crap when I tell them that we're going to go by there, because they told me next time there's a LAN party they want to go. And here we are, next LAN party, and we're not going. So, yeah. No, you can't post links here, dude. What you do, though, is you spell it out. You just put... yeah, I'll be in trouble. You just spell it out. Put LANFest and then spell dot and then Intel and then spell dot and then com. Just spell it out. You can do that. Unless I have the moderation set to too crazy or something. Maybe that's what it is. Alright, so I need to mark one of these cables as the lower cable. So the easiest way to do that is I want this to be the bottom fan, right? I want to remember that this is the bottom fan, so I'm just going to tie this one in a knot here. So it'll tell me these two wires go to that fan. The reason I do that is because when I plug these into the Light Node Pro or whatever. What the hell is this? Somebody actually, you could do it this way too, I guess. Somebody actually wrote on these. So how is this supposed to be a brand new case? If look at that. You guys gotta see this. Let me get the freaking thing over here. Yeah, there you go. Space it all out. Look, there's number 1. Look, number 2. Somebody freaking wrote on these. So this ain't even brand new. That's hella funny, man. Wait, how's this number 2? This was number 2 here. Oh, number 2 and number... Oh, see, this guy was retarded. Oh, no, these are number 3s. Whoever did this. These are number 2s. These were number 1s. So I didn't even look to see that. But if I'd have seen that, then I wouldn't have had to actually tie that one in a knot. What'd you say? It's a manufacturer feature? What, the not being able to post links? Yeah, I think so. Not a bug. The case came directly from Corsair. Stallone? Oh, Moobot's giving you guys a lie right now. That's not the right spec. But the spec is on Twitter, so you guys can't, or on Twitter, on Twitch. But a lot of it's right, I think. Where's the power? No, the power supply is an HX750, and the RAM's not G-Skill, and the OS drive is something else. Yeah, I should make you a mod, huh? Yeah, well, I don't got time to mess with all that stuff right now. I do need to get a moderator that can help, you know. But the problem is finding somebody that's available all the times that I am doing a live stream. You know, that's always the issue. And like Friday, I'm gonna do a live stream. Where are you gonna be at? Oh, I just gotta type something. type mod father, type / mod father ownage. And then what, you're gonna take over my shit? Let's see, yeah, you'll be Friday. Gaming, Friday, beer. So wait, what did you say? Type on your stream, PC chat, type. So if I type / mod father ownage. But I mean, what is that gonna do right now? Nothing, because Moobot is a different program. That's where the spec's coming from. So like here, if I go to Moobot here on my thing and change change the command, custom commands. I go to this one, edit, and then I'll show you what happens here. So we're using the Asus Radeon RX 5700X. Motherboard is the Corsair 8. What is it? Formula or I don't remember. Yeah, formula. Let's see. And PSU is Corsair. So now you got me doing this. Hold on, now I'm gonna finish it. Let's see what was. I can use commands to change those Moobot things for you. Oh, can you? I didn't know that. Well, I already started it, so hold on. 750. And then memory is Corsair. RGB and RGB Pro. I don't know. Pro. I think it's Vengeance RGB Pro, right? Probably. Whatever. Who cares? What the fuck? Where did that come from? Yeah, alright. I guess that was my my copy and paste from earlier. MP600. Yeah, MP600, 2 terabyte, and that's 3600. There you go. Done, data, done, and done. So yeah, 3600, 16 gig. Storage, no storage. And then case is the, not the Raging Tech. It is the Corsair 500 D RGB SE. Water cooling is technically Corsair. Comma, I'll just put and EK, no, and bits power. There's some bits power fittings, so save. Okay, so you're saying that if I just type this bullshit in here that you're telling me to type, where did you put it? Let's see. Type this. Bam. So if I type that, Control V, bam, what happened? There. There you go, dude. William sent me a video. Hold on. We gotta see what the video is. Oh, he's William sent me a video of the 1000D. Where's who is it? Stallone? Stallone was asking, right? Oh, Ronnie, what's up, Ronnie? Oh, I'm missing everything. Keep up the good work. The PC modding scene is the most exciting part of PC building, in my opinion. This has got to be my buddy Ronnie on the other side of the world. Just message you photos and video of 1000D on my desk. Okay. So Ronnie is on YouTube, and William Walker, my buddy William, is on YouTube as well. So Stallone, you were the one asking about the 1000D, correct? Let me see. All I gotta do is scroll back here. Let's see, where's the case from? Blah, 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 blah. Which fans do you prefer? Oh, I missed that, Stallone. Which fans do I prefer, the LLs or the Thermaltake Trios? I prefer anything over Thermaltake, sorry. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, Jason. Use washers. Oh, okay, here, Stallone, I got something for you here. Yeah, man, if you can say what. You got a sword. Okay, so. Wait, I gotta pause it, man. It's going too fast. Okay, where is one of my cameras here? Let me switch my camera. I'm gonna go to the camera number 3. Oh, I'm already on camera number 3. Okay. Because I can't really, This one's for you, Stallone. Are you still on here? I hope so. This is the 1000D. Come on. Play. Okay, that was just a quick video. There's the inside of the 1000D. Just a couple different color schemes. This is controlled, the lights are all controlled by Fade Candy. So it's all NeoPixel LEDs. Obviously it's got all LL fans. So I just wanted to show Stallone is on YouTube. So he was asking about that PC earlier. So William was kind enough to send me a quick little video and a couple pictures. Alright, so back to the grind here. Where were we at? Today I actually turned the AC on. So the last couple times I've done a stream, it's been hot as balls in here with all these lights. Even though it's only like 75 or 74 inside the rest of the shop, it's been crazy hot in here. I'd be sweating. So now I have the AC set at like 68 degrees. So it's kind of chill in here right now. All right. Okay, so what I need to do is I probably need to stand the case up. Yeah, I know you're still stuck in there. Whatever. Just so I can do this. I can get all these stupid wires through here. This is the only bad thing about doing all these like Commander Pro and stuff like that. All the wiring that's involved. It is a lot of freaking wiring, but in the end, it's freaking worth it. It's just, take some time to do some wire management and hide everything away, the best you can to the best of your ability, whatever. And it's gonna be worth it, because then you don't do like most people do. They want to, oh, well, you know what? I'll do it later. Let me just throw it back here behind the case and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Don't be like them. I spend, on the average, 2 to 4 hours on wire management, especially on a mod. Yeah, whatever, man. Come in here. There we go. Okay. So I got this kind of in here. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell it goes. Oh, right there. Is that it? No. Why can't I see where the stupid thing goes in here? Freaking thing. So you gotta line up the tabs with the case. And I'm having fun. There it goes. Got it. Having fun trying to get it in there. Because my stupid lazy Susan wants to turn. On rads, fan placements is best for fans to be in front to push air through, or is it better to have fans on the back to pull air? There is a little bit of a difference. Your fan's gonna work harder if it's pulling air through the radiator, but it really comes down to, it's not necessarily gonna make a difference as far as performance, but the difference is going to be the work that your radiator has, or your fans have to do to get the air through. So I can't honestly answer that as far as performance goes. There might be a slim difference, but I don't think it's noticeable. It's more for aesthetics. So like in this case, and normally I usually put my fans on the outside, unless I don't have a lot of lighting inside the chassis. Then in that case, then I would definitely put them on the inside. But for this case, I want those fans out there, because there's, you got all that glass. I want to put something out there for some LEDs. These ones I don't have to zip tie or put them together yet. I can actually, I could just slide those through. I want to see if this is even going to work like this. This one should be tucked away already. Okay, I'm pulling this out. Keeps hitting. Alright, so I'm going to tuck this back fan wire. I forgot to tuck it through, so let me run the cables. Oh, specs. You're on. Just type. What is it? Spec. Jason can do it. Spec and then what is it? Exclamation mark. There. Thank you. Cool. That is the spec for the current build. All right. So let's see what goes on here. If I could just get this to line up. Story of my life. Okay, I'm not crazy. I knew there was a spot here. There it is. Nice red build. Yeah, it's pretty red. It should be pretty good though. Crazy part is that the person this is going to is not a gamer, so you just want to, look kind of empty with nothing in here. No video card. So Wade decided to put a 5700 XT in it since he was going to try out the AMD. I think I put the wrong one in there. Yeah, I did. I'm trying to remember where those big ones came from. Trying to remember where this thumb screw came from. It's the same as these back ones. What else did I pull out? Let's see. Oh, I got a phone call. I'm gonna take 10. I'll be right back here. I'll put this on 4-way so you guys can see what's going on here. But give me a second. I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta kill the mic. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Turn the brake thing off. Somebody had a Corsair keyboard. They wanted me to solder on a new mechanical switch because the dog ate off one of their switches. So I'm like, I can try it. Sure, why not? My soldering skills have gotten better over the days. I think I need to turn the AC down a little bit. It's getting a little chilly. Or up. Alright, back to the grind here. So, for the most part, looks like everything should fit in there. Oh, that's right, I was putting in the last screw on. My freaking phone ring. I was trying to figure out where all these screws came out of that. I wonder where these big ones came from. I don't remember now. I've already forgotten. Yeah, oh, I know. They're for the hard drives. Duh. Hard drive cages I pulled out in the back. I was trying to remember what I've already pulled out. Alright, cool. Alright, what did I miss in chat? Let's see. Sweet, got an interview with the sheriff's lockdown. That's awesome. What's cooler than being cool? I don't know. It's just kind of cold in here, man. Usually it's freaking toasty because of all the lights, but today it seems a lot chillier because of the AC. I ran the AC today. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm digging these diffusers up top. I think I'm gonna have to get something else. It's just kind of a, here, I'll show you guys what I got going on up there. Let me put you on the camera 3. You ready for this? So this is, just keep in mind, this is a work in progress. So there's my diffuser setup. I can only go so far with this camera. So as you can see, I got it all kind of just tied up there and clamped in place over the lights. As you can see, it's not that high, not that much further above the shelf over there. But yeah, so it's kind of a work in progress. And then I got this 3 lights back here behind me. So I got these are, what are they? Astra light panels. They're expensive panels. I got them from a friend. He actually gave them to me, and which worked out. I mean, look, I'm using them now, and they work great. The one in the middle is a 6K panel, so it puts out 6 times the light. The one on the left is a bi-direction or bi-color, so it puts out. You can change it to the yellowy. I have a little bit of yellowing to it right now. Maybe that's why the color is kind of weird, but I'm trying to offset the blue that's coming out of the lights up on the roof. And then on the right side I have a 3X panel. They're expensive lights, so I was really surprised to get them, but it worked out for me because I could use them. And I bought some wall mounts for them, so I'm probably going to put them up on the the microphone is the Audio-Technica AT2020. So it's a pretty good mic. It's just I don't have any carpet in here, and I don't have enough on the walls, so you get a lot of echo. So I'm probably gonna buy a wireless lav, and I'll probably have to get an extra battery because some of I've had a stream go as long as almost 8 hours, so I'm gonna have to compensate for that. Let's see. I think this one should go to the other side. No, this is good here. Alright, cool. Alright, so I got all those wires figured out here into the back area. Now I wanna look and see how the reservoir is gonna be. Go ahead and go back to the camera 3 here. So now you guys can see. You can see part of the video back here. Yeah, it's a pretty good mic. I got it hanging right here. You can see it. So it's on my shelf on the arm, and then I have a USB 2.0 extension going across the floor. Everything has pretty much been tied away. As you can see, I got cable hiders on the above the baseboard down there. Up there on the wall, you see there's HDMI going up, and then there's HDMI's going into that crossbow at the bottom of the shelf there. So it's right under the HX 750. That's actually my HDMI splitter. It's an active splitter, so it keeps track of the hardware IDs and stuff. That's the only way to actually do the splitting of the cameras like I'm doing. And then I got 3 GoPros. So they're GoPro 6s, I think, and they work great. I just think they get a little warm because I have direct power plugged into them. But, you know, it's working. And then in the corner over there for my, when I'm talking to the camera, you know, when I want to do a facial and chat with you guys or whatever, I have my Canon AX10 over there, or X810, which it's been a tried and true camera. It works pretty good. Yeah, I was thinking about a new camera, but nah, it works fine. Alright, so now we're gonna figure out this guy. So we're gonna try to figure out how this is gonna work. First of all, I mean, the one thing I don't like about this is it doesn't look like you could really take it apart and like maybe I don't want this right here. Maybe I want it on the back because I want to use these ports, you know. Because if I get the manual out here and look at the manual for it, it should tell me what directions what on what here. I'm pretty sure I already got it figured out. For the flow. Or do they not tell you? They do tell you, but okay. This one, so this one here is the out. But for some reason, this one goes all the way back into all the way back in there as well. Oh no, it goes to the side here. Oh, so it routes out into the side. So these 3 are inlets, and this is the out port. That one's super dark, that's how I know. You know, I can't see any light. So there's a little hole in the middle there in the reservoir. That's that's where the liquid goes into this guy. So then I guess I might put it like this. I think you could take it apart. I was trying to. I don't know. I mean, everything comes apart, you know. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could figure out how this comes apart. But I'm not gonna today. Maybe if I took all these screws off, maybe it would just, nah, it's not that easy. You have to make everything so complicated. I mean, what if you want a bigger cylinder, you know? I mean, not that they make one yet, but so we got a couple people posted. Let's see. So Stallone is on YouTube. He says, I hate wires. Yep, I agree. In this day and age, why isn't shit wireless by now? Yeah, well, that's eventually, right? It's coming. And then Weston Barr is also on YouTube. He says, I spray painting an EK PE 360 as I'm watching. Way better than watching paint dry. Alright, what color are you painting it? Yeah, and I'm always trying to give feedback, by the way, still on. Yeah, no, not water cooling is not wireless. So, like I said before, there's a couple different channels going here right now. I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and to Facebook. So I see all the chat for everybody, which you guys don't, you know. So for the most part, when somebody posts on YouTube, you guys don't see that if you're on Twitch, and vice versa. So Stallone says that's some good feedback to Corsair when I'm talking about the reservoir. You know, what if you want to reposition this, or you know, if they come out with a bigger tank, you'll probably have to just buy the bigger reservoir because it'll be all together. It would be nice if they made this so it was modular, so you could take this off. But their goal here probably is to keep people from making you know, user error, you know, putting it back together and it's leaking everywhere, and then they try to blame Corsair for it. Well, it's not going to be Corsair's fault. All Corsair would have to do is put a sticker on here, you know. So I'm going to put this like that. I'm going to put the temp sensor in the back here, and then I'll put a plug in this side, and then I'll just use these two front facing ports to plumb in the rest of the setup. And now the reason I want to do this, I want these tubes to be out, is because I want those wires on the back side. I don't want them to come out and you see them, you know, back here. So I want them to be hidden away, because see, either I put this here or I gotta put it here, and yeah, or I could put it over here, but I think I like the back idea. Plus these are already kind of wired toward the back. So let me cut a couple ties here, and just try not to cut your wires. It sucks, I've done it. You have to solder that shit back together. So Western Bar is watching on YouTube. He said he's doing some modding himself. He's painting his radiator. He's painting it with a Rust-Oleum titanium silver on my second try after the first attempt didn't go well. Yeah, you can use some Scotch-Brite. I'm sure you've done it before. You know, I do the Scotch-Brite thing and soapy water and clean it up the best I can, but it doesn't always go well, and you end up getting some orange peel or something. It just, shit happens, you know. That's why I hate spray paint. And your temp's got to be right, you know. Like preferably you want to have your spray paint in the high 70s Fahrenheit, that is, and your product at the same temperature. So, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Like it's kind of cold here, so to get that temperature, I have to run everything under the hot water for a while. All right. So we're gonna put that like that. That means this has to go on like this. And of course, I just undid these wires, so now I gotta run them through here. Just these two, because they're at the bottom. This is the PWM and the Molex for this. So that'll be like this. The tricky part is, I guess, to screw these in. So you have to take these thumb screws and they go in here. I think this is how it goes. I don't know, man. Everybody keeps telling me to read the effing manual, but I don't like to. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, if you check out my stream from yesterday, it should be on my YouTube channel. You'll see I talk about a lot of the Corsair products, and this out of the box is sleeved, so it's pretty nice. And the most likely because of the fact that the wires weren't black. You know, like I can see there's a blue and a green wire for the RPM and the PWM wire here, and this is probably either yellow or red and black, one of the two. Yeah, red. I can see right here at the pump. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm surprised Dark Web didn't tell me to read the manual already. I mean, I've already glanced through the manual multiple times, you know, I'm like, I should be a pro already at trying to figure this out. I was looking at it multiple times yesterday, cause see, it comes with all this different stuff, so I wanted to see if I kind of figured it out. Yeah, I mean, those screws just go in to the bottom like that, and then you put more screws into the bottom or side of, depending on how you're mounting your reservoir. I just don't understand where the washers are for. There's 4 washers here. It doesn't say where you're supposed to use them. Oh, if you're mounting to a panel. If you're mounting to a panel, then you use the screw, washer, and the nuts. If you're gonna mount to the radiator, bet you the screws are the same thread. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so we got these 2 in here. I need 2 more. All these freaking wires. No manual. Throw it. Let's learn together. Yep, see, there you go. RTFM. No, reading the manuals are no fun, but you know, sometimes like this comes with a lot of different screws and there's a lot of different options, so you might want to take a gander just to figure out, you know, if you're doing option 1, what we're doing, the right way, and we are, but let's double check it. Okay. Now this is gonna mount. I don't know, do I want these cables to go that way or go that way? I think I want them to go straight out the back. I don't want them to come down. Yeah, I got it. There's a touch screen in there. You just touch it, see? Look, multiple movement. Did you see my hand moving in there? That's funny. Alright, so I'm just trying to move the wires up and out of the hole here at the bottom, so I can have them go straight back. There. That way they're not going to pop out at the bottom and be right in front of my fittings and stuff. Alright. Okay, so now the best thing for me to do here is probably position this as close as possible to that grommet. I'm talking the bottom, this area here. So if I have to come up to the grommet like that, not a big deal. So I'll probably want this on the sliding up and down. Or do I want it like this? This is actually alright like that. Then I can move it to the front or to the back. I think I'll move it to the back. Alright, so you kind of, I guess you have to like do all this prior to putting it in the case. So I mean, you could put it in there or you can do this, set it the way you think you're going to want it, and then you can always pull it out and move it. October 25th? Why, what's October 25th? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. Low is right. I wasn't thinking about a video game. What, streaming, we could stream Call of Duty. get a bunch of guys in there and I can stay here late. I don't care. What's the 25th? Is that a Friday? Shoot. Okay, so I think I want to zip tie these together. So now the dilemma here is putting this, yeah, Friday, okay. I'll check it out. Time to order a pizza. Yeah, pizza sounds great. Can you send one my way? I'm thinking that you could actually just pull this back out, attach this to the radiator, would be the easiest thing. Which is probably what I'll do, but I want to make sure before I do that it's the way I want it. I'm going to go ahead and cut these ties right now. So I want to zip tie that, right? Grab a couple zip ties. Flip this around here. And there's a little film over the reservoir, so you may have to pull that off when you're ready to. Just trying to look and see what I could do here. I don't want to pull too much on that because it could mess it up. This will probably come back in. There. Put one more here. This is just pre-planning. You know, once you put this in, it's going to be a lot harder to get these zip ties back here. So I'm just trying to get a couple on now. So everything's kind of cleaned up. I don't have to go back and do it. Alright, Dark. Take it easy, Dark. I just saw you leaving. Do they deliver? Pizza? I don't know. Who's the one that said they're ordering pizza? Somebody did. Alright, Dark. Take it easy. Have fun. I think the reason the first paint attempt failed was because I used too fine a sandpaper and the temperature was low. 70s. The second try is already way cleaner. Thanks for the tips. Yeah. It's just one of those things that I figured out a long time ago to try to avoid orange peel is the Scotch-Brite pad. I mean, if you don't want to like sand it, you can use a Scotch-Brite pad and soapy water. The soapy water gets rid of all your greasy fingerprints. Warm soapy water, that is. And then warm up the part. You know, like if you got a little space heater or something like that, that works. But then the paint, if you put it under hot water for a while, it'll bring the temperature up on the paint. Just the whole can, throw the whole can in the sink, let the hot water run on it. Alright, I think that's about as much zip tying I'm going to do to this for now. So I'm going to try to put this in here. And this is where I can use more of these, I guess. But these ones look shorter. I don't know, we'll see what happens. These look awful long. I think I'm gonna go with the other ones. These ones came with the radiator, so it's probably my best bet. All that alcohol cleans it. Yeah, if you drink a lot. So I'm just gonna run the pump wires, PWM and Molex, and the temp sensor through because they're kind of gonna be in the way. But the wires for the RGB and stuff, I don't need to run those through yet because I'll be able to get to those easily. Be right up top, so. Okay, so let's see here. Wow, that really just does a doozy on everything, doesn't it? So I think I'm going to slide this forward a little because it's like pushing up against the grommet. So I'll just move it just a tiny bit. See if that makes a difference. And that does make a big difference. I'm going to start one screw here. Got one started. See if I get this back one up as well. Maybe. No, the freaking fitting's right in the way. Okay. That's why I got a short Phillips. I don't even know if this is gonna work, but at least I can get one more on here right now. No shit. This is not a. Oh, maybe. There we go. Okay, so I got 2 of 4 in. This means I can get this other back one in. The other one I'll have to pull the whole radiator out to get to because it's the fill port's right in the, or the, not the fill port, the temp sensor that I put in. It's right in the way of where the screwdriver would go to put the screw in. I mean, I can try, but I doubt it. No. Nope, nope, nope. Lands right above it. Alright, so we got that in there, kinda. I mean, we gotta put one more screw in it. This seems pretty legit. It's flush with the floor too. Could have actually went down to the bottom one, but then all this space would be empty. But we kind of want to keep, you know, a little bit. You want to have a little clearance above the reservoir. So let's see here. I could have the return line from the CPU come into the top of the reservoir, which is kind of retarded. So, see, this is another thing that I was talking about with the, let me see the comments. I got a comment there. What is it? I never thought to bring the part and paint up to temperature as well. I'll try that next time. Cool, cool. Duct tape? Duct tape for, what's the duct tape for? So what I was gonna say is, here's another dilemma that I'm thinking about this reservoir. So, um, it's cool, but I mean, to be able to change the position of that tank is kind of critical, because for one, what if I don't want my two ports this way? What if I want them front and back? And this is supposed to be the in if you're going to use this one. The reason I say that is because it has an acrylic tube that goes down, and it keeps it from vortexing or doing the waterfall effect. Um, but it's on that side. So that means if I use the top as my in, then I can't. I'll have to go right across the other fitting. So I may want to rethink my loop here. You mean duct tape on the reservoir? What? Oh, I don't understand. There's a film on the thing here, if that's what you're referring to. Or duct tape it in place, maybe, is what you're talking about? Oh, just kidding. Okay, sorry. I thought you were referring to some. So if I put the board in, and the GPU in there, I may have to turn it after all. So now I'm looking at it, and I may have to turn the reservoir with the ports out. Just trying to figure this out. Yeah, I could use another res, but this is the one he bought, so I want to try it. Yeah, new mod, Danny from Facebook. It's a build, just a water cooled PC for a friend of mine. It's for his father-in-law. So today we're just doing all the prep work, trying to figure out the loop, put the radiators and the fans on the radiators, installed the fan. Took out the hard drive brackets in the back. I'll put them back in probably later, or at least one of them, because I'll probably put the Commander Pro back here. So I'm just trying to figure out the loop here, how it's gonna work. What time is it? I gotta keep tabs on the time because I gotta go to the stupid grocery store. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to slide this out of the way. I'm going to tackle the graphics card real quick. I probably should test the graphics card beforehand, but I don't really have an easy way to do that right now. I'll do the CPU real quick. What I'll probably do is I'll tomorrow I'll post the board, because I haven't posted any of the hardware, and I normally do posting of all the hardware beforehand. So the reason I do that is so before you void any of your warranties, like some video cards, they don't have the warranty like EVGA, where if EVGA, you take an EVGA card apart, it's still covered no matter what, unless you spill water on it or it's user error, that destroys the video card. So my suggestion is for anything you're gonna water cool, you're gonna have to take apart. Then you want to test it before you do so. The reason I say that is because then at least you know it works. So when you put the water block on there and you go to post and you find out that something's wrong, hopefully there's not, but you find out there's something wrong. Now you can backstep and try to figure out what that might be. Maybe you put a screw too tight on the water block for the video card, or maybe the CPU block is tightened down too much. You know, it could be as simple as that, or maybe one of your RAM sticks isn't in all the way or something. So I usually like to post all the hardware beforehand, but I didn't get a chance to do any of this. I wanted to open everything here in front of you guys and show you what we're doing and that kind of thing. So I'm going to put the CPU block on, I'll install the M.2, I'll put the RAM on the board so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. We'll drop that into the case, and after that I'll pretty much call it a day call it the end of the stream for today. And then I'll pick it up on Friday, and then tomorrow I'll actually go ahead and test all the hardware. I'll check the video card, because the last thing I want to do is take this video card apart, put a water block on it, go to test it, it doesn't fire up. Before I do all that work to find out there's a problem, I'd rather put this into a system and check it before I put a water block on it. So that way I'm not doing double the work, because if it doesn't fire up, then I got to put the block, the stock block back on it to see what the problem is, you know. And there's a good chance that I could have avoided a warranty. I don't know what ASUS's warranty is if you take the air block off, but so yeah. So let's get back to CPU, motherboard, and all that good stuff. That didn't work. Freaking case is too big, it's in the way. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the CPU water block on and put the CPU in, all that jazz. Open up the motherboard. I haven't even seen this motherboard. Oh, so okay. So this board actually has the block in it as well. So we're going to have to... How many fittings do we got? What are these? So we're using the Bits Power hard tube 14 millimeter. So there's 12 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's perfect, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, awesome. So then we can do this too. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and this would be 12. Yeah, so I'm going to do the motherboard block too. Yeah. It's there, why not? You know, he bought this board for a reason. I didn't even bother to look it up and see what it looked like. I forgot. I forgot the formula is usually the one that has the block in it. And this stuff's like a freaking magnet here, so if you can keep your fingers off of it, I'd advise you to do so. I'm gonna try my best. I mean, it still has the film on it right now, but yeah. Alright, so what do I need for this before it goes into the system? Let's see here. So all your normal junk, whatever. Yeah, and then you got some RGB cables back here, some SATA cables, wireless, M.2 screws, that probably need that. It's got built-in I/O panel on the back, I/O shield, so obviously don't need to worry about that. There's nothing under there, and this is just whatever. They're goodies that they send you. Thank you for buying ROG. Thank you for supporting ROG. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so I'm going to move the box up onto the shelf. There we go. Out of the way. Good for storage. Alright. Easy peasy, man. Yeah, I gotta go to the grocery store, unfortunately. Otherwise, I don't get to eat tonight. unless I buy out. So I was thinking, well, might as well get this together here and call it a day. I mean, we got a couple hour stream going. I mean, all right. I'm gonna go with those. This guy. I should have a couple more AMD streams coming up. Doing some AMD builds with AMD. Then I also have a counterpart build coming up as well. It's quite a few things actually. They got a really good cooler for this thing. I like it. It's RGB, you can plug it into the board, all that good jazz. Alright, let's move that up out of the way. Oh, you know, I was gonna say, I had this guy, I'm not buying you dinner though. Now get to work, you can't eat tomorrow. Oh, what's for dinner? I don't know what's for dinner. Let me back up to the top here. Where are we at? 9:22 a.m. there. Do you have enough fittings for the board? Yeah, I got enough fittings, William. Are those G and a quarter ports with the VRM? Yes, they're G and a quarter. No, the code. You're talking about the other board, probably. And then what else we got here? Stallone on YouTube is saying sticker. Oh, the hideous pink label sticker. Oh yeah, this one. I'm getting rid of it. Don't worry. And then what's for dinner? I don't know. Like I said, once I get everything, I'll probably figure that out. And then, hey, you're not buying me dinner. Get to work. Blah blah blah. I get you tomorrow. Yeah, I got that. Whatever. Slave whatever. Yeah, but there's only so much more I can do today for prep. If I prep that video card, like I said, there could be, you know, potential problem or, you know, making more work than it's worth. So I want to test it before I block it. And I mean, I'll open the water block and show you guys what the water block looks like if you guys are interested. They're pretty snazzy looking. So this guy needs to have. I'm trying to remember how this went. Go this way or this way? Yeah. Okay. So that's simple as that. Do you guys see that? I think I might have been a little bit off the camera. Shit, I can't get it back off. Okay, so they're just a drop and lock kind of deal. So this is the stock bracket that's on it. As you can see, it's in there. It's not going anywhere until you push on it, and then it slides past and unlocks. And then so to switch over to AMD, just take the new one. Make sure you don't put it too far. So it's not going to work like that. Well, I mean, it will. Just have your block on crooked. It'll be like that. But yeah, so I'm going for trying to keep everything nice and straight here, and try to keep the thermal paste off my hand. I kind of want to put it like that. Kind of want to put it sideways, but then the logo is sideways. This is probably the in. I'll have to look, but yeah, one of them is an in, one of them's an out. That's probably the in. It looks like it. Huh. Well, let's see here. Let's just do this. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna take that thermal paste off anyway. Let's just set it over here and see what we got going on. And then I will look at the manual for this, so I know which one's in, which one's out. Yeah, see, it says don't put it on crooked. But I mean, you could if you wanted to. I mean, they say not to, but I mean, why not? If you wanted it that way. So yeah, inlet is this one. It's like I thought. So this is the out. So for the most part, I want I think I already tried to take this apart. I don't remember. I may take it apart because I want the in to be. Oh no. How come none of these can line up? I don't understand this crap. I think I'm gonna put it sideways. Because I'm gonna go into the CPU and then I want to go into the MOSFET, the motherboard block. And I'm gonna be coming from the radiator up here. I'm gonna come down, come in. Alright, I'll go that way. I don't know, because air, you want less restriction against gravity. If I go in here, it pushes all the air out. No air gets trapped. Alright, where are we at? It's ASUS, it better work. Do work, okay. The system of Corsair is nice. They make a good work there. What I do not like is the app. I wish they could come the normal board LED control instead of the IQ. Yeah, IQ is kind of a pain in the ass, but it works. I mean, it works pretty good. So. Yeah, I left the cable. You're right. Out. So I think, yeah, it really depends on where my tubes are going to be at, right? But so I have the top radiator with the ports over here. The plan was to come down and come straight into here and from the GPU over and up. So that way I got two tubes coming out and basically both doing about the same thing. And then I could go over to here and this one could come out and go down as well. I don't know if William, if you're gonna look into GPU riser cable option for this. I don't know if you can put one in there, but it's got the double slot here. I don't know if you want to do the vertical mounted GPU in it if it's possible. I don't know, you might want to look into it. Alright, I think I'm sold on that idea right there. So I'm going to go sideways. So if I go sideways, that means this guy goes on like that and like that. And I'm probably going to wipe that thermal paste off, put my own on there. Well, put Williams on there. And let's see, screws, back plate, all the goodies. So I got everything pre-assembled together there for me. Not quite sure what these are for, but this, I can look in the manual. E is, yeah, plastic washer, and it says there's 8 of them. But you guys just saw me dump out 4, right? Because there's only 4 there. Or whatever. There was only 4. I saw 4, you saw 4. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, you don't need any more, not to my knowledge. I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually install these all together for you. So these go on here. Make contact with the board. This goes around the back. The good thing is that the grommet is got little tabs in it, so it stays. The rubber grommet. So I'm just gonna stand this guy up. This is a beast of a board, by the way. And I'm assuming going to that one. Yeah. This is where you gotta learn to juggle. Shit. Alright, so I got 2 started. So I'm trying to like center these because there's a little bit of play. The holes for AMD are a lot bigger than Intel's holes in the board. So I was trying to center them the best I could. So that way the CPU block will be straight. Alright, that's good. Now we're going to take and get rid of this thermal grease that's on here. Sorry, Corsair. But we want to use our own. Well, it's yours, but we don't want the pre-installed stuff. Unless it's the same, I have no idea. Highly doubt it. Yeah, the backplate's easier than the EK one. Normally I would leave the block off and put the board in first, but I just want to get this installed and I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to go, so I don't know what. Oh, thermal paste applicator. Wow, high tech. Look, credit card. Sweet. That's kind of cool. And then they give you Seriously? Is this what I think it is? I want to say that's for... So you don't get it all on the sides of your CPU. So you would put it on here like that and use your the applicator to smear it all over the place, except for all the way up to this edge here. That's kind of creative. I've never seen anybody do that. And then it's got double-sided tape right here that you would just peel off. Huh. Interesting. And then when you're done, you just pull this off and throw it away. I'm not going to use it, but pretty cool. Pretty clever for the new people. Alright. So what else don't I need here? I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need these. Shoot, I don't need this anymore either. The box is up there. I'm not collecting these. Feels like I got a splinter in my finger. Alright, yeah, maybe I'll wait till I put the board in there. I mean, I'm still gonna put it the same way. Alright, so I don't know if I need that yet. I may need it. Let's see here. Oops. I don't want to pull the whole freaking thing down here. There we go. So I'm gonna put the M.2 in real quick. I actually watched a video from Linus the other day. He was doing a this really small PC, and I mean, I don't know what the performance difference is from this heatsink versus the built-in one that comes with your motherboard from Asus. I mean, this one might perform a little better, but I mean, you're giving up the aesthetics of the motherboard by putting this. If I put this big heatsink on this M.2 here, then I don't get to cover any of this up, you know, unless I put a card or something there. And I'm sure that the temp difference in the two can't be so drastic that you have to use this heatsink, because these get pretty warm, the PCI Express 4.0. They're pretty fast. And for some reason, this one's already like together. That's weird. Huh. This is the first one I've got that's actually been together. But the other ones I think were, what do you call it? Samples. So I'm just going to pop it apart, or try to. And I'm holding everything so it doesn't just fall apart in my hands. Yeah. So they're probably putting everything together for people nowadays, so they don't want them to screw shit up. But I don't want to use that one. Oh, I see, because there's no sticker on this. Huh. I want to use this one. So, I need this guy. I think what I'll go ahead and do here is I'm going to go ahead and put both these in here. I think I'm going to go here because I bet this one goes to there. This one goes to there as well. But you have to double stack them if you put 2 in here. Okay, can't get this in here. Big ass fingers. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to stick this right here for a minute. And I'm going to call William to double check. Oh, well, I can just read the manual. See which one is the better slot to actually plug into. Because sometimes it makes a difference. Some boards actually are limited to SATA only, and some are PCI Express or both. So I don't want to put it into a SATA only because then you don't get any kind of bandwidth. M.2 slot 117. Okay, so let me see here. So it says the M.2 slot allows to install M.2 devices such as M.2 SSD modules. Well, no crap. For 3rd gen AMD Ryzen processors. M.2 1 supports PCI Express 4.0 and SATA mode. M-key design and type 2242, 2260, and 2280 is what we have. M.2 2 supports PCIe 4.0 X4, so basically supports exactly the same thing, but more devices. Okay, so M.2 1 is the left, M.2 2 is on the right. So it doesn't matter because we're using the 3rd gen, so. Yeah. Alright, we'll do. I didn't think it was going to matter, but I want to double check. If you were using a different, the last generation CPU, then it would make a difference. Now, if you wanted to put 2 in here, you could, and you only need 1 screw for it because the other one lines up right here with this as well. So now I need to pull that one off. But yeah, I was saying in the video I watched, Linus actually kept the heatsink on there, and it was a little bit too tall. I don't think I finished the video. I didn't get to see if he actually got it to work or not. Because the case was so tiny, he needed every single millimeter of space that he could get. Alright, that's done. And then I'll just go ahead and put this into this for a rainy day. Alright, And then here, let's take a quick look at the GPU block. For those who weren't in the stream, there wasn't that many people in the stream yesterday. I didn't even like share it out there. I just kind of did the stream just to see how the new lighting was, and to talk about the products that I have here. So if you guys get a chance, you want to know about the Hydro X product lineup, I guess, because I had most of it here yesterday, and you can check out that video. This is the AMD block. Pretty nice block, nice and shiny. It's got like that Dominator Platinum style bar across the top of the ports. It's got pre-installed thermal pads. This one has a loose screw in here for some reason. I've already bitched about that. It just probably came loose, you know. You gotta figure, I mean, this has traveled who knows from where to the US and then to me. So it's been in a vehicle that's bouncing up and down, so screws are gonna come loose. It happens. I've had systems get shipped, screws pop out. The only thing I bitched about in my video yesterday was the fact that these thermal pads are pre-installed and they're just naked to this foam. You know, yeah, they're not exactly touching, but there's all kinds of little black shit, debris from the foam on the thermal pad, so I'm gonna have to go through and clean it off. So I wasn't too keen on that. That's the only thing I didn't like. But it's not, they can't really put a piece of plastic over it because then the thermal pads will stick to the plastic. They won't stick to this foam, but they will to the plastic. So yeah, so that's the block. And then of course it comes with the instruction manual and warranty information and that kind of shit underneath here. And some screws and backplate. So, and it's got a couple port caps. Alright, so that's for tomorrow, or for Friday. We'll do that. You want it? What do you want, Locke? Alright, that's for Friday. Well, I mean tomorrow I'm gonna test it and stuff. Alright, let me pull the board back, or the case back forward here. I'll go ahead and lay this sucker back down. We'll go ahead and drop the board in. After we pull this off. I just remembered. Forgot Seuss does that. I think I'm gonna pull this one off. And that one off as well. I'll leave, well, shit. I'm kind of leery to pull this one off right now, or this one. I think I want to wait. Shit. Well, fucking doesn't come off anyway. Excuse my French. That was a pointless little tab here. I mean, if you can't even grab it, it just tears. Okay, so let me get this off now, before this goes in here. I was worried because the fittings, when I go to put the fittings on, my fingers are gonna probably touch it, you know? I don't want to set my hand on top of that. Yeah, I'm trying to be as careful as I can without rubbing the tip of this blade across that. You gonna do alright? This other one I can get off in the case, you know, there's this one down here, these two. I can take that off in the case, I ain't worried about those. It's just these other ones. This one will be underneath the fan a little bit. Alright, so this is like a super tight fit here. What am I hanging up on? Hang, oh, this stupid cable. Why is this freaking cable in my way? Dude. I got something. Okay, so I'm not. Oh, here we go. Stupid fan cable down here. And okay, so this is not wanting to move in here for some reason. I mean, besides it's hitting here, it's hitting there, it's hitting this fan, it's hitting everything. Now I'm stuck. Oh, and I'm hitting the grommet here. I thought it was a wire. Wow, this does not freaking fit with all that shit in there. Alright, well, the easiest thing for me to do is pull out this guy. With my luck, it'll be a pain in the ass to put back in with the board in there. Yeah, this board is extremely big, so it has the back plate on it as well as the shield on top, so it makes it a little harder to navigate it. So get these stupid wires back out. Okay, let's give this a go again. And I'm going to go ahead and feed this through so it's out of the way. There's nothing else in the way except for this stupid wire back here. Holy shit. Yeah, just put the board in first. Okay. That's working out. It's because of the stupid back plate on the back of the motherboard. I'm almost positive. Because what happens is it's got certain spots that are already pre-cut out, and if you don't have it lined up with your standoff, you don't want to freaking slide in, especially since the fan is on the back already. I may have to pull the freaking fan out. Holy crap, this is not convenient. You know, try to do some prep work ahead of time. I'll move this over so you guys can see what's going on here. So right now I think the motherboard, because it's got one of those big standoffs in the middle, it's the one that positions the board in place. Since this motherboard has that big shield on the back, I think it's hanging up on it. Yeah, the Lux 2 looks cool, man. But you need to downsize. Okay, so I got the fan out. At least out of the way. I'm just going to stuff it in here. There, see that? Now it slid right into place. Okay. Freaking board is a pain in my ass to put in. These top screws don't line up. And when I push down on the board, I could see the standoff pushing up on the plastic here a little bit. I mean, it's not that drastic, but it is. I guess I could take that out and just put a regular standoff, because the case comes with an extra. But I'm going to try to get this in here like this. And another thing I would have liked to have seen is a cutout down here for your audio, because there's no cutout for audio there. So that makes it a little shitty. So I'll loosen that back up a little bit so I can get these other ones started. That's crazy, I had to take everything apart just to put this in. That's why you do prep work, right? See, I'm trying to screw this backwards so it doesn't cross thread. Okay, this screw's not cooperating. But it works over here. Yep. Works here. Doesn't work here because this is so tight. There it goes. Got it. Okay, I'm not taking that back out. Definitely not pulling that out. Alright. Then you got a ugly ass sticker over here. I'll actually leave that onto a post, right? Couldn't believe it. They actually tried to charge me $600 for a board that was under warranty that cost $400. What a joke. Alright. So now I can put the fan back in the right way. I'm just screwing the fan in. I can drop the rad back in there. Temp sensor all the way over here for some reason. Got enough of these. Alright, so this can go back together. Let me drop this back in. Because it was so much fun putting it in the first time. I have to push this wire down that way so I can get to it. It's pretty tight fit. I mean, it all fits in there, but honestly wouldn't have thought I had to take all that stuff out just to get the motherboard in there. Otherwise I wouldn't have put any of that in there. Come on, stupid screw. Alright, looks good. I got, of course, fingerprints here now. I'll have to get rid of those. Super tight. I almost want to take that fan off the back, you know. That way you can, because I think there's an LCD screen there, an OLED. Alright, so this guy originally was going to do like this. So, let me put this plastic in here. Come on, stupid plastic. There you go. So I was going to do it something like that. And figure out how to run the Commander Pro wire back somehow. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that apart and turn that. So the wire's on this side and I can just run it straight up. If I can, I'll attempt to do that tomorrow. There's some screws there. I think I want to say I took one apart before, so I'm going to try to do that. But I think I'm going to wrap up the stream for today. We've got quite a bit of stuff done. As you can see, the case is coming together there. Got most of the water cooling parts in there. Like I said, I'll test all the hardware tomorrow and find out if everything's working right. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up. I got most of the stuff done that I wanted to do today. This is, like I said, a prep for Friday. So Friday I'm going to do all the liquid cooling. I might bend all the tubes up tomorrow, or I may do them in front of the stream. I'm not sure yet. We'll cross that bridge when Friday comes, I guess. We'll find out. I wanted to figure out where all the parts are going to be at and how the loop was going to go, that kind of thing. I now have a better idea. I need to take apart the CPU block if I can, and I want to switch the top plastic piece and flip it around so that way the wire comes out on the other side, but the in and out ports are still where they're at. And then I got to put another screw in the reservoir, so I got to pull that whole radiator setup out. I got to test the video card before I water block it. I got to test the other hardware as well. So I'm going to do all that stuff tomorrow, and then on Friday I will be hopefully finishing, at least getting liquid into the system, because I'm not sure if I'll have the cables done yet, because I haven't even ordered them, and I need to check the cable length, so I'll do that tomorrow and see if I can get the cables ordered for it. But anyways, thanks for joining me for the stream. Hopefully you guys can come back on Friday to see the almost complete or complete system on Friday. Once again, thanks for coming. Until next time. Take it easy, Locke.